I'm going to show you now how to crochet. So the first thing we need is a crochet hook. They come in lots of different sizes. This one is a 4.5 and you need something to crochet with. So I'm using this yarn or wool. And before we start stitching, we need to create a knot. So we make what's called a slip knot. And the best way I find to do this is to wrap it around your fingers, so the hand that you don't normally write with. So I'm wrapping it around like that on a diagonal, and then I'm crossing it over and going between those fingers. I'm sort of holding it with my other fingers. Now I'm going to put the crochet hook underneath. So I go underneath that top right hand thread, and then I hook it over the left hand thread at the top and sort of twist the hook around. You're twisting it around to be able to hold on to that stitch. So you sort of twist it around, and then you've got it there, and then you pull through like that. You hold on to one thread with your right hand and the longer thread with your left, and you can pull it through like that. So that's how we get started to create our stitches. Okay, now we're going to make our first stitch. So what we need to do is put the hook in front of the yarn and then let the yarn cross over underneath that hook, and we pull that through that loop that we made, that slip knot that we made. And then we have our loop on the hook, and then we're going to make another one. So we'll do the same thing. So the hook goes in front, and then you let the yarn go over the top and you pull that through the loop. And there we've got the stitch on there, so we've made another stitch. We're making a chain. This is called chain stitching. So once again, I'm going to put it in front, crossing it over, letting that yarn slip or get caught underneath the hook and pulling that through. And I'll do a few more. And maybe one or two more. So hook goes over the top, then the yarn comes over and we pull it through. So the idea is not to make it too tight. We don't want to pull it too tight because then we can't get the hook back in those threads, which we want to do later. So that's why you have this wider part here, so you can make the loops nice and loose. All right, I'm just going to do one more, and now we have a chain. So you can make that chain as long as you like. These are the first part of your crocheting. So now what we're going to do is put that hook into to create new stitches, or stitches on top of this row. We're going to put the hook into the next hole. So this one has already been taken, it's already in there, so we don't want to go back in that loop, so we go into the very next loop, which is this one here. So you push, oops, so I think I went a bit tight. So you push the hook through there, through that hole, then that thread needs to be behind the hook. Oops. Sorry.